Good evening. This is Akashvani Kohima. I am Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Fourth session of the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly begins. Speaker Sharingain Longkumer officially declares election of S. Toiho Yeptho of NCP as Deputy Speaker. Nagaland Governor La Ganesan says state government continues to give highest importance to peaceful resolution of the Naga political issue. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio to present budget 2024-25 in the Assembly tomorrow. And Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio clarifies that a draft proposal on Frontier Naga Territory is from the Home Ministry and not from the state government. Now the news in detail. The fourth session of the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly commenced today with Governor La Ganesan addressing the House. The House observed a minute's silence in making obituary references to the passing away of former Governor of Nagaland, P.B. Acharya, former members of the House, Hugedo Sema, S.K. Sangdam, and L. Komo. Advisor Mua Doshi Longkumer moved the motion of thanks on the Governor's address and seconded by Advisor Shetrungkyu. NLS Speaker Sharingain Longkumer officially declared S. Toiho Yeptho of NCP elected unopposed and unanimously as the Deputy Speaker. Felicitating the newly elected Deputy Speaker S. Toiho Yeptho, Leader of the House Neiphiu Rio said, although a first-timer in the House, Yeptho has rich experience in the domain of public service. Rio said Yeptho's being elected to the August House unanimously is an indication of the confidence the House reposes on him. He also thanked all the members for their cooperation, thereby enabling the House to elect a Deputy Speaker unanimously. Rio also expressed firm confidence that Yeptho, with his background in public service and his vibrant personality, will have no problem in picking up the ropes of his new office and functioning as a good and efficient Deputy Speaker. He also hoped that under the leadership of an experienced Speaker and the new energetic Deputy Speaker, the House will perform all the functions in a smooth and effective manner. The Chief Minister further assured the new Deputy Speaker of their constant support and cooperation in the discharge of his constitutional duties and functions. Speaker Sharingain Longkumer also congratulated the newly elected Deputy Speaker and later adjourned the House till tomorrow. Nagaland Governor La Ganesan said his government has been giving and will continue to give the highest importance to the peaceful resolution of the Naga political issue. Addressing the first day of the fourth session of the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly today, the Governor said his government will take every possible step in furthering and strengthening the ongoing peace process and in playing the role of active and constructive facilitator. He said his government continues to remain mindful of the unresolved Naga political issue, which has been one of the major constraints in the pursuit of the state's development and welfare goals. The Governor said, for the last many years, it has been the cherished dream of everyone in Nagaland to witness the final solution to the Naga political issue and to live and work in a peaceful environment. The Governor therefore reiterated that his government is ready to pave the way for the final solution of the Naga political issue that is honourable, acceptable and inclusive. Ganesan, on behalf of the people of Nagaland, once again called upon all the stakeholders to overcome their differences and any other remaining obstacles and to thrash out the final solution in a spirit of give and take. The Governor also thanked the members of the House for their unflinching commitment to the peaceful and early resolution of the Naga political issue and for coming together to form an oppositionless government to facilitate its early resolution in the larger interest of the people. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio will present the budget for the year 2024-25 on the second day of the ongoing session of the Nagaland Legislative Assembly tomorrow. Rio, who also holds the finance portfolio, in his last budget presentation allocated a budget of 23,085.66 crore rupees for the current 2023-24 with an estimated budget deficit of 1,374.17 crore rupees. Tomorrow, besides the question hour, the House is scheduled to take up matters of urgent public importance under Rule 54, reporting of an assent to a bill, laying of annual administrative reports, laying of reports, rules, presentation of Assembly Committee reports, introduction of government bills and resolution, debate and adoption of the motion of thanks to the Governor's address and presentation of supplementary demands for grants for the year 2023-24. This news comes to you from Akashvani, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News On Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio today clarified that a draft proposal on Frontier Naga Territory is from the Home Ministry and not from the state government. Rio said the draft was handed over to him by none other than the Union Home Minister Amit Shah to discuss with the elected members in the Eastern Nagaland People's Organization ENPO. The Chief Minister said there is confusion between the Eastern Nagaland Legislators Union ENLU and the ENPO, adding that there were two statements wherein the elected members said that they had rejected the proposed draft, and all members present unanimously rejected the draft by lifting their hands, whereas the ENPO said they have not received the draft till such time. Rio said that on several occasions the Cabinet decided that ENLU and ENPO should have a meeting. He said that it is more like a power sharing and stressed on how best it can be handled if they accept the draft, or if not, it should be re-looked into and communicated to the centre. On the demand of the ENPO that the draft should be handed to them directly, Chief Minister Rio responded that if they want, they can ask and need not have to go through the state, and added that it will not be a problem for the state government. Rio further added that if they do not agree, then they can directly ask the MHA, since they are having direct talks with the ministry. Meanwhile, he also informed that the NLA would be taking up the issue of free movement regime for discussions. On the stand of the government's readiness to pave the way for a final solution to the Naga political issue, Chief Minister Rio said that once an honourable, acceptable and inclusive settlement comes, the present government is ready to pave the way for the next arrangement to bring peace into our land. Nagaland Governor La Ganesan today said that the state is planning to host the Asian Belt and Traditional Wrestling Championships later this year. La Ganesan said that this sporting event will become the biggest event to be held in Nagaland so far. In his address to the House today, the Governor highlighted the various strides made by the state in the field of sports. He said that the state would be hosting the Northeast Olympic Games next month, and also made a mention of the recently held major sporting event, Khelo India University Games 2023 Ashtam Lakshmi for wrestling. Ganesan said the government is aiming to further foster sporting culture among the people and make the state a leading sporting power in the country. He informed that the state is building and improving the sports infrastructure across the state. The 28th General Conference of the Nagaland Judges Association was held in Kohima last Saturday with Justice Devashish Barua, Judge Guwahati High Court, as the special guest, and MLA and advisor, Law and Justice and Land Revenue, T.N. Manin, as the guest of honour. In his address, Justice Devashish Barua enlightened the judges about the Constitution of India and how any action on the part of the state should least affect the people. T.N. Manin, in his short speech, emphasized on how delivery of justice should be ensured and how interpretation of customary law and usages need to be articulated in a proper manner by the Nagas. Manin said that customary law is not static but dynamic in nature and is subject to changes. And now it's 20 news. Here are the headlines again. Fourth session of the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly begins. Speaker Sharingain Longkumer officially declares election of Toiho Yeptho as NCP as Deputy Speaker. Nagaland Governor La Ganesan says state government continues to give highest importance to peaceful resolution of the Naga political issue. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio to present budget for 2024-25 in the Assembly tomorrow. And Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio clarifies that a draft proposal on Frontier Naga Territory is from the Home Ministry and not from the state government. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.